Airfield. They're saying that the number of people traveling through the airport is growing.
Yeah, 6 News' Joe Harris tells us what it means for future service at Eppley.
More than 500,000. That's how many travelers the Omaha Airport Authority says flew in and out this past June, breaking the record set just a month before.
It's a busy time for travel here at Eppley Airfield. Summer 2024, we're seeing record activity. Just last month in June, we set an all-time monthly high for passenger traffic here.
McCoy says there are a number of factors, it being the summer travel season, the College World Series, and more flight options being offered this year.
Just compared to June of last year, it's 10% higher in terms of airline capacity. That's the number of seats, flights in and out of this community. So it's providing a great opportunity for travelers here in Omaha to make trips during the summer months, but then also for folks to visit Omaha for events such as the College World Series.
The record surge is happening while Eppley is working on 2 construction projects. One is the terminal modernization program, which includes more gates, rebuilt runways, and a unified concourse. The other, the terminal drive and canopy project to enhance pickup and drop-off capacity and safety. McCoy admits it has been a bit congested because of that work.
While there may be some minor inconveniences, we really do appreciate that travelers are bearing with us as we go through this, because in the end, we're going to have an experience that's much more enhanced and provide for streamlined opportunities and a better travel experience well into the future.
He says some of the larger crowds are because of the bounce back from the pandemic, but that the airport authority still expected growth in 2024 as both the community and air travel grows. Based on what they're seeing, will Eppley be able to handle future demand when the projects are done? McCoy confidently says yes.
The facility is being constructed in a way that if we need to continue to grow, we need to add on more square footage, we need to add on more gates for more airlines, then we have the opportunity to do that with a future terminal.
On your side, Joe Harris, 6 News.
For more information on Eppley's expansion and modernization plan, you can head to our website. That's WWT.com.